Hi guys, I'm Tim and this is Mike and we're here at Big Bear Bikes in Pickering, North Yorkshire, North Yorkshire's premier independent bike shop, and we've got some really exciting news to share with you today. You might remember that about 9 months ago we did a review of Trek's Madone SLR, which was their absolute super bike that they brought out and made a real big deal of earlier this year.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's been really popular.
Yes.
But probably a criticism, if there were one, for that super bike was just about accessibility. You know, how can the everyman get on something so premium? But you might have seen in the news recently that they've just released this. This is Trek's Madone SL. And we think now we can all get on this bike. So, absolutely, yeah. Mike, what's your take? What's the news on this bike?
Yeah, really excited to see it and see it actually, you know, in person. We've obviously got it in store, so it's superb. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a bike that now everybody can probably not just aspire to, but actually own, which is incredible, isn't it? But yeah, so the SL series of the Madone Generation 7, and here it is in all its glory. Exactly the same geometry, exactly the same frame shapes. The only difference is it's in a slightly different carbon fibre, so it's in a 500 series carbon as opposed to the 800 series carbon. So there's a tiny, and I mean we tiny, we talked about it, haven't we, earlier, but the weight difference is quite minimal, really. You know, it's we think realistically, you know, dependent on the size, about 100 to 150 grams difference as a little bit heavier.
In the frame weight itself.
In the frame weight itself.
Yeah.
Slightly bit in the forks as well, a little bit more in the forks. But let's say if you took a little bit more drink out of that bottle or didn't put two on, it's genuinely the same thing.
Or don't have that fish and chips that I do each week after a ride.
Or me, or a massive pizza that I have. Yeah, it's very, very true. Definitely, yeah.
So we're talking massive financial savings.
Yes,
I mean, this bike, so this here, guys, is the Madone SL6.
Yeah.
And the price on this bike is?
This is
£5,600, which is still a chunk of money, but you're getting a lot of bike.
Absolutely.
And it's £2,000 less than the SLR6 in the Madone.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a huge saving. And we've got some incredible technology. So there's obviously that small weight penalty. We know that's the thing, but we're getting the same frame, same geometry. We've still got ISO speed. We've still got the same aerodynamic benefit. It's the same riding position, isn't it?
It is, exactly, yeah. You'll see there's some subtle changes, I suppose. I mean, I guess one of the things is that it hasn't got the integrated bar and stem, which you can see there quite clearly. There is a little bit of a weight penalty to that, but it is very aero still. So it's actually running a race shop tuned the aero bar, and with the same flare, that really nice flare that you've got on the integrated RSL ones of the you know, the SLR frame. But it is a little bit different in the weight, but it's still got the same sort of aero advantage. Probably tidgy bit, just because there's slight different changes in the stem design, but you know, they've really gone to town on you know, all the fairings and everything. They're all still available, so yeah, nice bit of kit.
I think you said that if I wanted a one piece, I could upgrade and put it on anyway.
You can. You have to make some changes to the bearings, bearings and the spacers. They are slightly different, but yeah, you can change it to the all-in-one.
I suppose the thing is though, like you said, you've still got that flaring to the bars, and from an aerodynamics perspective, we talk about the one piece versus two-piece bar and a stem. The reality is that our physical size and our body position is probably making a way greater impact in terms of aerodynamic efficiency than that minor change we would see with the one piece.
And I think through sort of testing, wind tunnel testing, or actual real-life testing, it's the aerodynamic benefits more than the weight that actually make the bike faster. So reality is the bike, oh, I shouldn't say this, but the bike could be a kilo heavier, it would still be faster because of its aeroness. So yes, it's lovely to have that super lightweight bike, but the aero bike in its design is quicker as a result.
But let's not like over-egg this. This bike in the SL with a 500 series carbon frame, we think it's what, about 8 kilograms for a medium or 56?
8 to 8.4, something like that, depending on the sizes that you go for. So yeah, and yes, of course, the SLR is in the 7s, but only just in the 7s.
Yeah.
So it is a very lightweight bike, a very lightweight frame, lightweight fork.
And when you consider that's got the obviously disc brakes, we don't see the same super lightweight that you used to see when we were running calipers previously.
No, that's it. Yeah.
So we're still really competitive.
Yeah, definitely.
And for some people as well, you go and buy that one-piece cockpit, and actually, if the fit and feel isn't quite right, it's quite a big change. Where with that two-piece bar and stem, it's easy to swap out.
It is. You can alter things a lot quicker and a lot more.
Tunability.
Very much tunability, yeah, definitely, yeah.
So we've got a 500 series frame rather than an 800 series frame.
Yep.
We've got a two-piece bar and stem rather than a one-piece cockpit.
Yeah.
And then you said to me, the big thing, Tim, is probably in the wheels.
It is, yeah. So this has got all of their super carbon and their light and their aero, because it's definitely got the aero part, so it's still got the speed. It's a better price point, let's say. Slightly little difference in weight, because you may see on the SLR version of this, it's got the Pro wheels with a 51, tiny difference actually in size, but it is the price point really. That makes a big difference. It's a lot better value wheel set. So yeah, but again, you could spec it up on a different wheel set, couldn't you, at a later stage?
Well, I think let's talk about the SL7 in a minute, but if we just run through this then. So this is standard, comes with the Aeolus Elite 50s.
That's correct, yeah.
So we've got a carbon wheel, happy days.
Yeah.
We've also got DI2.
Yes.
So we're still getting digital gears, electronic gears, but in Shimano's 105.
105, which is only recently been introduced, to the market, I guess this year,
Yeah.
So yeah, very new to the market, but using all the technologies from their Durace and the Ultegra, putting it into a 12-speed system, Shimano are really great at doing this. That we've probably heard people say it before. It's probably a sift down, quite frankly.
Yeah.
There may be tiny little weight differences in the components and the materials, but the same quality of gear ratios, the same choice of great gears as well. But yeah, and all the adjustability to that you can do with the Di2 system as well.
Brilliant. So let's just check this in then. So we've got Shimano 105 Di2.
Yep.
We've got a 500 series carbon fibre frame.
Yes.
We've got carbon wheels in the Aeolus Elite 50s, and we've got a two-piece bar and an aero
carbon a very lightweight carbon bar at that. Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's at £5,600.
Yeah, 5625. Apologies.
5625. Right. Okay. Don't forget the 25 quid. Right. Okay. So what's the step up? So we've then got the SL7.
Yeah. So the SL7 is the same frame, same bar combo. The differences are you've gone to the Ultegra there. So the Ultegra is the lighter weight version of the 105, still 12 speed. But so the monetary difference is the group set, Ultegra, and you do now get the carbon, so the Aeolus Pro, which is a 51 mil diameter. It is lighter. It's a lighter weight, and that's where the monetary difference.
And where am I from a financial point of view there?
So the price on that one is, I think, just remind myself actually, because it is 7.5. Sorry, 7.5. Yeah. So.
But for context, again, the SLR7.
Yeah, is 2K more. So. For the exact same components actually, because it's got the same wheel set.
Yeah.
So there is a real big difference there, isn't there?
Yeah.
If you were thinking, am I an SLR person or an SL, but I want all those same specs, those great specs, and that's where it's a sweet spot.
So
really.
I'm now talking a couple of $100 grams, but a saving of £2,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's much more to say, guys.
Yeah.
If like me, genuinely, you've been looking at the Madone for the best part of a year thinking, wow, I want that bike, but the one I want's just out of reach, it probably isn't now. This bike's in the shop.
It is.
We've also got the SLR in the shop. If
we
people are super keen.
So we've got some great sizes and some, there is a good model range, a size range as well that we can get our hands on. This is the 54. And we have the 56 in the SLR in as well. So
can people test ride those bikes?
They can, yeah. They test ride them as long as they go on a dry day.
There you go, guys. So the 54 in the SL, the 56 in the SLR. If Madone's a bike that you're thinking about, then get yourself down to Big Bear Bikes in Pickering and talk to Mike, talk to the team, test ride the bikes, and who knows, maybe this has got your name on. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.